John Green, this is the first time I've ever done a video response before, so if it's really bad, I'm kinda sorry. In your last video, you asked the question of whose fault the current situation of Chad is. I think that the question is more complicated than an answer that involves pointing fingers. You ask if it's the fault of the combatants, the world powers that colonize them, or us for not doing anything about it. I've asked this question myself, and after many painful nights, I've eventually organized my thoughts into what I understand to be the truth. Let's look at a very relevant example, Rwanda. I'm sure we all remember the Academy Award-winning movie Hotel Rwanda, where a rich hotel owner saved a bunch of innocent people from out-of-control combatants of their country. Some history on this is there was a mean people and an oppressed people. After the mean people got out of control, the Western world stepped in and saved the day. They solved the problem in Rwanda. Their solution was to take the power from the angry people and give it to the oppressed people. Good idea? Maybe. Let's look at how things unfold. Try and follow me. I'm about to start running. The sad people turn into the powerful people. The mean people turn into the defeated people. Then, the powerful people turn into the mean people, and the defeated people turn into the very soon-to-be royally pwned people. Remember, the new group of mean people are also mean people with a vengeance. Then the beginning of the movie starts. Then massive bloodshed and suffering of kind of innocent people ensues, in response to former bloodshed of then innocent people, and now absolutely corrupt, terrible people. I know we all like to think that if it wasn't for the colonization of Africa, they would still be living in the jungle, playing drums and wearing bones in their noses, in perfect harmony. But as we all know from Ace Ventura, it's more than berries and tribal beats. Like any culture, there are wars and politics. We just gave them motor vehicles, guns, and bad music. Africans love Dolly Parton. Now let's talk of another example that a lot of people glorify and don't really expect when they talk of Africa. King Arthur uniting England. We need to remember, England, when Arthur was born, was a chaotic place with no centralized government. And Arthur united them with a sword. The battles that were usually fought in England were bloody, and a lot of people don't realize things like there were arms and body parts and dead people left on the battlefields. There were people maimed, killed, and left to die in the most terrible manners you can imagine. And also what a lot of people fail to realize is that all throughout history, Europe has been torn by the most bloody battles and genocides imaginable. Only recently has there been prolonged peace and understanding in Europe, thanks to the United Nations and the European Union. And now they claim to have evolved beyond violence. But there's always Russia. Unfortunately, I don't think the UN has handled Africa in a productive way. The Western world split Africa into illogical countries for their own use, where they use European models for government that we've spent hundreds of years customizing to suit our culture and lifestyles. We need to understand that the African world may not be prepared with Western ideas. I think that Africa needs African ideas. Unfortunately, the horrible truth that I mentioned before is that we need to let Africa settle its problems on its own and stop thinking that we have all the answers. You ask who's at fault, and I'll tell you who's at fault. Man is at fault. Like you said, homeo homini lupus. And I really like that, and I've quoted it a whole bunch of times to lots of different people already. And until the African people become more educated and develop their own schools and perhaps even universities, I can't believe any amount of governmental restructuring will do any good. I think that education is the key to peace, which is ironic because I have a GED, but there are lots of different types of education right there. So I got a pretty stupid haircut, and I don't like it. Thanks for watching my video. Send me a message or leave me a comment. Thanks a lot. Hey, subscribe to my channel, because I don't know if I'll ever put another video on there. It'd just be pretty cool to have John Green as a subscriber. Thanks a lot.